How's it going, everyone? This is your Astrology Horoscope for Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. I'm astrologer Alex Skyles, and welcome to the Moonbase. Hope you guys are having a great week. It's good to be here with all of you. Thank you guys for being here each day and supporting me and giving me kind words. It's been really wonderful, and it really means a lot. And I'm glad to be here sharing my thoughts, because previously to posting these horoscopes and videos and sharing astrology publicly, it's been in my head. So I encourage anyone who wants to share their thoughts and ideas and their talents and abilities and gifts to just fucking do it, whether people like you or not, you know. So when I do these videos, I don't even watch it. Again, I don't think about what I said. I just kind of do it. So, you know, it really means a lot. So if you're new here, like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, say what's up. Go to all of my social media platforms. The links are in the description of this video, along with the link to my booking website, where you can find my reading sale. June is starting to book. Get on that shit now. We're in the best energy, and in these readings, we're focusing solely on all of this amazing stuff that's coming through that's really going to be laying the groundwork really for the next 14 years, you know. And over the next 14 years, as we move through time, every time these spots where this Jupiter-Uranus gets activated, it's going to keep increasing and increasing and expanding, you know. But this is the moment when things start to blossom of what we have really been setting into stone, and this goes back to 2011. So, anyway, today, this moon in Leo is going to be triggering this Jupiter-Uranus. It's going to square Uranus right when we come into today, and it's going to square the sun, and it'll square Jupiter. So, you know, there can be some disruptions. This is the moment where, you know, disruptions can happen, where some clashes can happen, some ego clashes, clashes over beliefs and values. You know, this is a moment where, you know, financially, things can go a little haywire. We can definitely this week, we can see some disruptions in the financial markets. We're already seeing that. We're seeing now that, you know, more global entities are calling for this new digital centralized currency, right? Or this central bank, which wants to, you know, have a digital currency. So there's a lot of talk right now. There's a lot of talk about the dollar collapsing, all this kind of stuff, right? So in our own lives, this is what this Jupiter-Uranus is really calling us to do, is to take all of the amazing new things that are coming into our lives to really set up our own systems, set up our own communities, connect with people who are like-minded, connecting with people who share the same values. Taurus is our values, right? Uranus is connecting with people who are alike. We share the same, you know, ideas, sharing ideas, inspiring other people, inspiring humanity, inspiring people to come together and bringing people together, you know. But that's what's happening with this Uranus energy, is that there's been a lot of trigger points that can really make people uncomfortable, but really force people into situations to really awaken and realize, wow, like, you know, we're only going to be able to grow these things if we really come together with people where we connect on a deep level, you know, on a material level. The same values, social values, you know. Venus and Taurus, people don't talk about this a lot, and we go into this a lot, you know, when we're talking evolutionary astrology, but Venus is not just our values, it's our social values, the social norms, right? So as Venus is getting closer to Uranus, we're going to see more radical things pop up in our lives that are like, wow, like more taboo, you know, social norms being challenged, right? People born with Venus retrograde in their chart, which we had last year, you know, like they're the ones, you know, the way they express their Venus is more taboo. It's more kind of the opposite of what the social norms are. And with Venus getting closer to Uranus, this is telling us, it's like, whatever the social norm is, we need to go the other direction. We need to fucking take a hard left, a hard right. Everybody's going over here and they're just comfortable in the same old norm. Go this way, because that's where Jupiter's going to show up for you. Is when you are willing to challenge the norms, find a different path, connect on a different level, and this moon squaring Uranus today is really going to trigger that. We're going to have this feeling of like, fuck, I really just got to do something different. I really got to find a new way to connect with other people that's going to really bring the best out of me. It's going to bring the best, raw, creative self out of my being, right? From your soul. That's what the moon in Leo does. It wants to express itself emotionally from the truth of what it is, right? And so this moon will square Uranus later throughout the day. It'll square the sun. So there is this, upheaval within us about our beliefs and beliefs that we once had that are no longer serving any purpose, and really accepting the truth of that. Jupiter's at 27 degrees. So here within the next week, Jupiter's going to be moving into Gemini. As we move into Gemini season, the sun's getting closer to Jupiter. So in the next few days, we're going to have the luckiest day of the fucking year. So luck will find you if you're willing to go off the beaten path, challenge the social norms, connect with people that you never thought you would connect with, and just trust that, when things pop up in your lives, even if they're different or uncomfortable or not your comfort zone, if those things are coming into your life right now, that is where you got to go. And you got to trust it, even if it's uncomfortable. I know with all this Taurus energy, we want to be comfortable with Venus and Taurus, but with Uranus, really in the middle of all of this, you got to roll with the uncomfort or the discomfort, right? Mercury's about to come into Taurus. It's going to come into these same areas here in the next few weeks. It will square Pluto. So this we're starting to feel this tension of Mercury squaring Pluto and this buildup, so this is also really going to challenge us because Uranus is dispositing Pluto. Mercury will square Pluto very soon in the next few days. So this is the last day Mercury's in Aries, and thank God it's out of shadow. Our minds are lit up, so this is the last day on a mental level where we're going to feel this fire because Mercury, isn't the fastest in Taurus, even though it's fully direct and we're out of the retrograde and we're out of the shadow, Mercury in Taurus moves a little slower. So, we've had some time here to really think about the direction that we want to take. And we're almost ready to really act upon that. And once this Mars gets towards this North Node, we're going to feel that calling, that destined calling, where karmic things start to show up in our lives as our lives are expanding in the most amazing way with all of this Taurus energy. But we're also being called hey, this is the direction we got to go for ourselves. We've been doing so much healing work with Chiron. And we've been doing a lot of assessment and thinking about the relationships in our lives, especially with Chiron that was opposing the South Node on the North Node back in February, and Mercury retrograding across these areas. Now Mars, getting towards the North Node, is giving us a clear picture, a clear vision, and we just have to trust it. We have to trust our instincts, We're talking about fire here. Fire is instinctual. It's intuitive. Fire only burns for so long, So once this Mercury comes into Taurus, we know, okay, this is the life I want to manifest. We're getting the clearer picture. We know what to do and how to act upon it. Now, being able to put that plan and action into place is very important. With Mercury coming into Taurus here and this Mars coming to the North Node, that's the conversation, is making a plan, organizing it, and taking action with Mars, right? Mercury makes the plan, Mars takes action. And once Mercury gets closer to this Uranus and gets closer to where this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction happened, we're going to start coming up with unique ideas and new ways of actually, going against the grain, and challenging these social norms, but right now we're experiencing a lot of amazing, I mean, look, this week is one of these weeks where it's like, you want to embrace the beauty. You want to embrace all the amazing, beautiful things in life, because Mercury and Mars are going to be the last planets that are going to be hitting these areas until we get to the full moon in Taurus, right? So this is us making a plan, putting it in order, taking action, and seeing the results of the growth of what we've been manifesting, When it comes to our relationship life with Venus here, when it comes to our beliefs, the vision we have for the bigger picture in the long term, right? So over these next 14 years, when we get to Jupiter and Taurus again, 12 years from now, when we get to the next Jupiter-Uranus conjunction 13, 14 years from now, every time this area at 21 degrees where this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction happened, anytime planets aspect this area, it's going to evolve, and evolve, over and over, and keep expanding and expanding. So this is going to be going on for the next 14 years. And this is the moment where we have planted the seeds and we're putting the plan into action with this Mars getting ready to be on this North Node. So, like I said, I think the most important thing with Mars getting closer to the North Node is being able to actually take action. And the challenge today with this moon in Leo, squaring the sun, squaring Uranus, squaring Jupiter. Don't get caught up in any bickering or battering over, little things. It can in petty stuff, right? Moon in Leo, when it gets challenged, it can get a little petty, right? We all know that about Leo, right? Taurus knows what it wants, so this moon is not doing so well with all this Taurus energy because Venus is in its ruler, dispositing the sun, dispositing Uranus, dispositing Jupiter, and will be dispositing Mercury very soon. At the end of today, really. Mercury's going to be coming into Taurus at the end of today, going into Thursday. So Mercury's about to make a big shift. Then we're going to have Mercury, Venus, the Sun, Uranus, Jupiter, 5 planets in Taurus that are going to be activating this Jupiter, Uranus, the Sun, Jupiter coming up. Venus, Uranus. Here's the thing. When the Sun and Uranus, or when the Sun and Jupiter meet on Thursday and Friday, Venus and Uranus are going to be conjunct. So we're going to have 2 massive conjunctions happening at once. I can't even explain what that's going to be right now. We'll get into it once we get there here in the next few days. We are in such rare moments of really having the universe supporting us to really create the abundant life that we really want. We don't get these opportunities. After this, I'm not going to be really talking about it like this. I will be talking about it every time planets aspect this area where this happened, because this is one of the most important moments of the decade, at least on a positive level, of giving us the power to really, manifest the resources we need, and what we desire. Taurus is what we need. Scorpio, the opposite of Taurus, is what we desire. So every time we're going through Taurus or Scorpio placements, that's going to activate this area where this Jupiter-Uranus, the Sun-Jupiter conjunction, it's all linked. Every time we have planets there, we're going to see that expand and grow. So we want to grab as much of it as we can right now. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So it's like, you got to fight for it. And with this moon in Leo, being challenged today by Uranus and the Sun and Jupiter, you got to fight for your value. You can't get caught up in the petty shit, or other people's insecurities or jealousies or people trying to overpower you. Because, if you are being slow and steady, and taking your time, it's like the Knight of Swords, right, is what is swift, what is quick, what is fast. It's like it's got to go now, it's got to cut through now. The Knight of Pentacles takes its time. It moves slow. It's secure, and it knows what it wants, and that nothing is going to penetrate, right? It's armor. And it's comfortable enough to let its mask down, right? The mask is coming off. The illusion is coming off with Neptune at 29 degrees. So expressing your value at the highest potential, your raw, authentic self is what is going to bring in all this amazing Taurus energy for all of us. And we have to stay on that track. We don't have to move so quickly. Mercury's ending its transit through Aries. Now it's coming into Taurus. We can take our time, be methodical. This moon in Leo is going to be kind of triggering us like, oh, I got to have it now. I need it quicker. I need to feel this now. It's like, no, we don't, because it really is what we're doing, over time. And that is how amazing things build and develop. Great things don't happen overnight, but with Uranus, things do happen much quicker than you could ever imagine. So thank you all for being here. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment, say what's up. All the links to all my social media platforms are in the description of this video, along with my Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus reading sale, which is available on my booking website, which you will also find the link to that in the description of this video. June is starting to book, so jump on that shit. I will see you all tomorrow, and have a great day. Slow and steady wins the race. Peace out.